It isn't about saving the earth from these billionaires. It's about stealing your freedom. See, they do that by destroying the global fossil fuel industry. That's what they want. They want it wiped out. That's what this forum is really about.
We've got to change this. We need a dramatic shift in how governments are behaving, how the world is behaving. Every automobile in the world, every truck in the world, every plane in the world, every ship in the world, all getting to zero emissions by 2030. We have to help countries be able to wean themselves from coal.
This is all a trick. See guys like that John Kerry. You know what they act like? They act like comic book villains. They know the world's economy runs on oil. If they break that up, the world's economy is theirs to rebuild as they see fit under one global leadership.
The World Economics Forum is a place where governments and leading businesses can come together, particularly the ones that are committed to these climate goals. And as was said, that's more and more of these companies.
Our sovereignty is what they want. They want to take it from us. Part of the plan of this, of course, includes the redistribution of wealth. You hear liberals talk about this all the time. This year, they're calling for a global 2% tax on those worth more than $5 billion. They wrote this out in their plan, the World Economic Forum did. They want a 10% tax on those worth over $1 billion. I don't have to worry about that one. But the millions, a lot of people do have to worry about it. We have to worry about what it will do to all of us if they start this redistribution. They say it will generate an estimated $2.5 trillion to be controlled by this new one world order. Trillions of dollars. Even the Pope is on board with all of this. The man who lives in a palace lined with gold, thanks in large part to the wealthy and the very poor, by the way. The Pope now insists, and I will quote, "Today's structures of sin include repeated tax cuts for the richest people, often justified in the name of investment and development." Tax cuts now are sinful? I promise you, investment and development always leads to more jobs and higher wages. But with that, a man who was baptized Catholic, that's me, I would respectfully ask the Pope, stick to being an expert on Catholicism, not economics. But even the Pope, pulling his best LeBron James impersonation, talking about something he knows nothing about, is just another sign that the Great Reset is becoming mainstream. Again, it is about taking our sovereignty. Well, joining me now is the host of the Michael Savage Show podcast. Dr. Michael Savage is here. Dr. Savage, how concerned do we have to be about these billionaires meeting in Switzerland?
Terrifying to listen to your monologue. It's chilling. It's actually astonishing the way you put this together, Grant. Macron, should be remembered, came from the Rothschild Bank. Everyone's forgotten where he comes from. The Rothschild Bank, last I checked, was a capitalist institution. The Pope, I called Lenin's Pope in my book, Government Zero, a number of years ago, because he espouses Leninism in virtually every conversation. I want to tell a short story of a minute or less. A friend of mine from Greece told me about the Greek Civil War, which occurred in the 1940s when the communists were trying to take over Greece. It ended terribly. The communists were the most vicious. They killed anyone they got their hands on who they called a capitalist. He had a cousin who had 2 cows. He was a farmer. His neighbor had 1 cow. He told me the communists with 1 cow got all the other farmers together who beat his cousin to death with farm tools, calling him a capitalist, and they murdered him because he had 2 cows when they had 1 cow. In America, we have Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Occasional Cortex, and the others espousing the 2 cow, 1 cow mentality. It's a nightmare, Grant, how far communism has come in this country. And whether people know it or not, Mr. Uniter there, Joe Biden, the dunce, is doing their bidding. The fact of the matter is we're not too far away from the 2 cow, 1 cow story in this country. When you see the Pope joining the crowd, you know we're in trouble.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear, that this is becoming more and more mainstream. And what do they want? Do they want this all run by the United Nations? Do they really want China running the show? What's the end game here?
It's pretty clear they want centralized power, one world government, and they want to run it. Bill Gates and the others want to be the triumvirate that runs the world. They don't want this messy thing called democracy. They don't want citizens voting. They don't want states' rights. They don't even want federal rights. They don't want national rights. They don't want borders, language, and culture. What they want is a world run by them. Now, I ask you, they're going to tax people who are making billions of dollars? Does that include John Kerry? He probably doesn't receive any money directly. It's all funneled into his corporations who pay almost no taxes. It's the same for Mr. Microsoft. Does he pay any taxes, or does Microsoft pay the taxes? Who will pay the taxes when there's a world government?
My last question for you, and this is an important one. Do you think Americans have the fortitude to stand up to these evil forces that are coming for our national sovereignty?
No. In a word, no. I don't think they know what's going on. I don't think they care what's going on. As long as those checks keep coming in, the PPP money, whatever Joe throws at them, and there's a story going around right now, Grant, that Joe's going to throw billions at the electorate before the election to buy them off, because that's all they want. So with social media being run by the people who pay no taxes themselves, their corporations may pay taxes. They're also involved. They want to be the information ministers, as you well know, of this new world order, Grant.
Well, we know that information is power. The social media companies have taken back the ability for us to spread information, especially the citizen journalists. They want that power back because they're afraid of the truth. You bring it every day. I try to bring it every day. I'm not giving up yet. We'll fight like the Dickens for this great country of ours. Dr. Savage, always good to see you.